The message came at 2:14 a.m. This is your fault. 3 words. No punctuation. No explanation. Just a text from Lena's brother. For a moment, I thought I was dreaming. My eyes were still heavy, the glow of the phone screen slicing through the darkness. But when I saw the next message, she tried to kill herself. They're saying you pushed her to it. My heart stuttered. I sat up, breath ragged. The room spun. The silence of my apartment was deafening, broken only by the hum of the fridge and the pounding in my chest. My thumb trembled as I called him, but it went to voicemail. Lena. God. Even seeing her name made my stomach turn. We hadn't spoken in 3 weeks. Not since the night everything fell apart, since the truth came out. We'd been friends since college. Roommates, business partners, practically sisters. People used to joke that we were 2 halves of the same person. Me, the calm planner, her, the impulsive dreamer. Together, we built a small marketing agency from the ground up. Late nights, ramen dinners, laughter echoing off the walls of our tiny office. Until Ethan entered the picture. He was her fiancé, tall, sharp, charming in that subtle way that made you feel seen. The first time he came by the office, he brought coffee for everyone, except me. He laughed it off, said he'd forgotten, but something in his smirk stuck with me. I didn't say anything then. I didn't say anything when he started texting me about work stuff late at night. Or when he'd compliment my writing, my ideas, my hair. I didn't even say anything when Lena started to change, snapping at me in meetings, accusing me of trying to outshine her. Because she was my best friend. And because I didn't want to believe the pattern I saw forming. When the guilt got too heavy, I told her the truth. We were sitting in our favorite cafe, the one with the flickering lights and the smell of burnt espresso. My hands were shaking so hard I nearly spilled my drink. Lena, I said quietly, I think you should know something. She looked up, half distracted, scrolling through her phone. What's wrong? I took a breath. Ethan's been messaging me. For weeks. The phone froze in her hand. What kind of messages? The kind that don't stop at work talk. Her expression hardened, but her voice was almost steady. And you're telling me this now because I didn't want to hide it anymore. Because it's wrong. She laughed, a sharp, hollow sound that didn't belong to her. Wrong. You mean you entertained it and now you feel guilty? No. I ignored him. Every time. Sure you did. It wasn't the words that hurt most, it was the disbelief in her eyes. 3 weeks later, she blocked my number. Resigned from our agency. Moved out of the apartment we shared. I thought that was the end of it. I told myself I'd done the right thing, that I couldn't control her choices, that the silence was deserved. But now she was in a hospital bed, and people were whispering my name like a curse. The next morning, the news broke online. A vague post on her brother's page. Betrayal destroys lives. Some people don't deserve forgiveness. Underneath, a flood of comments. She trusted you. You stole her life, her work, her man. Monster. I scrolled until my fingers went numb. Someone had leaked screenshots, partial ones, of my texts with Ethan. Cropped to look like flotation. Like confession. My inbox filled with messages. Reporters. Strangers. Friends from college asking, did you really? By noon, I was shaking too hard to type. My phone buzzed again. A number I didn't recognize. You need to stop pretending. Who is this? You know what you did. The line went dead before I could reply. That night, I drove to the hospital. I don't even remember deciding to go. I just remember standing in front of the glass doors, the rain soaking through my coat, watching Lena's mother sitting in the waiting area. When she saw me, her face twisted, not in grief, but in disgust. You've done enough, she said coldly. I just want to see her. She doesn't want to see you. Her hand trembled as she held up her phone. There, on the screen, was Lena's last text to Ethan before she overdosed. She'll pay for this. I swear she will. My knees went weak. 4 days, I stayed locked in my apartment, reading every message, every article. People wanted a villain. They needed a name to pin the pain to, and mine was the easiest one to choose. And the worst part? A part of me wondered if they were right. I hadn't flirted. I hadn't cheated. But I hadn't told her soon enough either. I'd let the tension simmer, let Ethan's attention linger in the shadows because it felt validating. To be seen the way she was always seen. To be wanted, even if it was wrong. That was my betrayal. Not action, but silence. 3 nights later, there was a knock at my door. Ethan. He looked exhausted, dark circles under his eyes, collar unbuttoned, guilt oozing from every word. I had to talk to someone, he said. They're blaming you. But it wasn't your fault. I stared at him, bile rising in my throat. You don't get to say that. I told her it was my fault. That I started it. She wouldn't listen. You think that helps? He stepped closer. She twisted everything. She always did that, even with me. I flinched. Don't you dare make her your excuse. He sighed, ran a hand through his hair. I didn't come here to fight. I came to warn you. Someone's planning to release the full messages. What messages? The ones where she confronted me. She recorded everything. For a moment, the air left the room. My pulse roared in my ears. What did she record? His silence was the answer. The next morning, the recording surfaced online. Lena's voice, broken, angry, trembling, filled my apartment speakers. So you admit it. You wanted her instead of me. It wasn't like that, Lena. Then why were you texting her at 2 a.m.? Why did she tell me everything? Because she cared. You didn't. I froze. The world tilted. That wasn't me who told her. Ethan lied. He'd told Lena I'd confessed because I was jealous. That I'd wanted him. That I'd been obsessed. Every word he said to her was another knife, twisting my name into poison. By evening, Lena's brother posted again. She's awake. She's talking. The comments exploded with relief, outrage, speculation. I stared at the post for hours, waiting for the next update. For my name to appear again. For her version of the story to surface. When it finally did, it was a single post from her new account. Some betrayals are quiet. Some wear your face and call themselves your friend. No tags. No names. But everyone knew. I closed my laptop, leaned back, and let the silence swallow me. Maybe this was my punishment, not for what I did, but for what I allowed. Maybe every betrayal begins with denial, grows in silence, and ends in the reflection you can no longer bear to look at. And maybe, in the end, the truth doesn't matter. Only the story people choose to believe.